One of the more obvious responsibilities of family life is to help maintain the health of its members. This, of course, includes not only physical health, but emotional and spiritual well-being as well. In spite of all our best efforts, however, illness, accident, age, heredity, and circumstance inevitably take their toll on almost every family. In many cases, family members have the resources to address these issues. They have loving family members, friends, community services, and professional caregivers at their disposal in times of need. In other situations where the family itself does not have the wherewithal to provide care, they must rely on the generosity and charity of others in the wider community. A wide variety of volunteer and government agencies is often available. Foremost among these are churches, synagogues, mosques, and other charitable institutions whose members take seriously their religious faith and social responsibility. Although charity begins at home is an adage to keep uppermost in our minds, supporting the home through social outreach is a must. Treating all alike with the dignity due God's children is a value not to be easily overlooked. The principle of the dignity of all life has been a driving force in the Catholic Church since its very beginning. Based on the New Testament, especially Jesus' famous Sermon on the Mount, the Church over the centuries has identified a number of actions to remind us to put into practice what we believe about the Christian way of life. There are actually two well-known lists: the corporal works of mercy and the spiritual works of mercy. The first has to do with providing help for bodily needs, and the second for spiritual and psychological comfort. The corporal works of mercy are listed as feed the hungry, give drink to the thirsty, shelter the homeless, clothe the naked, visit the sick, visit the prisoners, bury the dead, and give alms to the poor. Hunger is still a major problem for many families, communities, and around the globe. The abundance of food all around us can, for many of the fortunate, lessen its value and make it seem disposable. The appreciation of food begins at home. Emphasizing that food is not to be wasted is a major step toward teaching its value. Likewise, being sure that the food served at the family table is wholesome will impress upon children that not everything that satisfies hunger is good for the body. When we donate food from our pantry to those who are in need, we should likewise be sure that what we give is nutritious and appetizing. Those who volunteer at soup kitchens and other centers for feeding the hungry should take care that the meals are served with dignity in an atmosphere of hospitality. Becoming involved in the worldwide effort to make available wholesome food for the poor, victims of famine, refugees, and disaster survivors requires community action that also involves political participation. All agree that it will take years to alleviate serious food shortages, but the result of our efforts are well worth the struggle, even if for just a few at a time. The pure running water that most of us take for granted is also a diminishing resource around the world. Even in America, there are communities struggling to make drinking water available. Wasting water, like wasting food, diminishes the value of this great gift in our minds. There are millions of families around the globe who have no clean water available. Some must travel miles to a well or stream to bring home barely enough water for a day's use. So we take care to keep our sources of clean water free of pollution. We take seriously the admonition to save water. We continue to contribute to those efforts to provide water sources for those in need.